obviously we're going to be going back in here to our Titan. It's Season 6 playthrough, fresh character. Gonna do a couple more levels here, try and keep this video right around a half an hour. Should be able to speed level to them. I brought it up here on the character select screen. Obviously, you've got my primary, my warlock, my hunter, about 100 levels below. Honestly, it's armor, it's not really guns. And then our Titan. So we're gonna go ahead and load in here and see what we can do. And it looks like we got some issues, which is funny because I have over 200 megabyte connection. Gotta love internet sometimes. Back into the director, and we're going back to the Tangled Shore. Could do a couple strikes and stuff, but I'm not really feeling it at the moment. Alright, so we were on the rider, so we're going to do these in order. So we're going to go to the Trickster, so let's jump over to Sork's Cut. Launch in. Like I said in the previous video, fast travel is your friend. Obviously it starts you out here in orbit when you first load in, so get a bit of a loading screen. Not too bad though. Alrighty, so let's see. Should be the one straight ahead of us. Still got reasonable level odds, so don't use your names. Punch you guys in the face while you're done. Doesn't hurt to get a little like speed and ammo before we start this off. Here, kill these guys. Interesting thing about the Trickster's adventure here is lights of glimmer.
This glimmer is
and
encrypted with a signature.
So.
Araskis, the Trickster. She's a coward who hides behind traps and flunkies. Bet we can find an informant somewhere around here.
Alright, so standard thing, go hunt down somebody to tell you where to go next.
It's rigged to blow.
Throw that thing, get out of here.
If a shipment of these rigged engrams ever made it to the last city, we can't let that happen.
Okie dokie, so we're gonna go back and follow this around, see where it leads us. There's a couple different ways to get up to where we need to go. We're gonna try and go the easy way. A door right here. So there's a wafer. This should drop us a couple of seeds of light. A few of these in here, so it's kind of helps with that little whole quest of getting collecting those. That. See that cool little thing right there? There's another one over here. I'll kill the thing first, because these guys are annoying.
That's the Trickster. Gotta be.
Alright. And the other one.
Good news? The Engram fabricators are destroyed, and I traced the source of the Trickster's broadcast.
Pieces.
Bad news? The trace was way too easy for someone called the Trickster.
And that's why we throw them. Watch out for that stuff. Do some audio adjustments here. Alright, so run back down here, go back to the spot, obviously kind of fall down, get back to where you are. And the crazy thing is, as long as you land on even ground, you pretty much can survive any fall, but land on uneven pavement, and it doesn't matter what armor level you have or how much life you have. Run in this cave. Like I said, the arrows are there to help you, so you know, run these missions, and then when you do a blackout mode, you know where you're going. Get that damn shot.
The ammo too.
There'll be little ammo drops all over the place that you'd think would be awesome, but they're all traps. Head. Find some actual real ammo in here. A lot of fake ammo in this cave. Go ahead, and when they pop up, just shoot them. Otherwise you get that weird slowed thing. This guy. Kind of does a little suppression field thing. Now all the damage you do when you're chasing these guys around kind of resets when you do the boss fight, so get enough to make them go away, but I wouldn't worry too much about getting max damage on them. You're not going to kill them out here anyways. Ooh. This guy's gonna hurt. There's some range of those guys. Yeah. Got cornered. Alright, so back in here. Actually sitting in a little better position, so a little better cover. We got a little too far down the hill there. Once again, visions of light all over the place. As I said, don't stress on getting them because they're going to come before you know it. There's a whole mission set that goes along with those, but we should get our third subclass, which will be a choice. We can go with Void, we can go with Solar, or Arc. Not too sure on the Titan what the best choice is. And for the Hunter, it's probably going to be Solar as far as the Warlock goes. I mean, I have all three. I can say that depending on the game mode that you're playing, it really makes a difference as to what your preference is. If you're playing Gambit, having the Arc setup would be probably the best friend. If you're playing some of the other game modes, you know, use what you think is going to work. The solar is great for the warlock because of the healing rifts, but if you want to be a support character, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I got the grenade to work that time. Yeah. There's a guy right here that needs to be punched in the head. Going back through here, probably a good idea to wipe out the enemies because you're going to have to run an engram all the way back to that door. The whole purpose of this right here is you got to go pick up this engram from the pile and then run as fast as you can, get back to the door and throw it up the door. Now, there is a timer on these, you know, you got some time, but definitely still run as fast as you can, throw it as soon as you got a good line of sight. And here's the boss fight.
Wants revenge. Yes, we deserve it. Here is some ammo for
So we get some shotgun on this guy. Boss phase, which has some enemies pop up. Run around, shoot them, grab some of the engrams if they pop up. Overall, just make the trickster's life miserable. Super smashing guys.
Two barons down, 6 to go. Then Uldren.
Well, the only downside is we don't get to keep all this glimmer. It'd be great if we could. Just have a big cave of glimmer like this. Alright. Now we're going to go back and going to go see what else we've got. 420, 440, 430. Looks like the Mad Bomber is going to be next. Your entrance to Four-Horn Gulch area is going to be in Thieves Landing, which is where Spider is. It's the first drop point you get when you first come to the Tangled Shore. Unfortunately, Tangled Shore is kind of one of those strange ones where there's not a lot of drop points for as many zones as there are. If we got a boss guy running away from us there. Could go get the chest, but not necessary. As you noticed in the first couple missions we were in the last episode versus this episode, you're going to notice a very simple fact that we are doing this a lot faster. It's simply because there's not as long as a mission chain on these missions. They are quite a bit shorter. So go ahead and start these adventure. Sounds really fun, doesn't it? I'm sure there's a movie reference to a certain kind of character in there, but not sure what it was at the moment. These guys will all run away. Sometimes you can get lucky and there's a couple level 60s up here that'll help you out, which is nice. This guy's barrel last. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you to stop this mine.
We have to disable that splinter mine, or this whole place will blow.
And because it's Arc Week, these Arc Charge stuff proves a lot more. It's quite bad to be doing it hard to face missions like this, but we also do a lot more damage stuff on the road, so. We got a couple cool guys that are gonna come over here and give us a hand, so. They're probably hunting kills or something, so. Not gonna say no to a little bit of help. Definitely easier to fight off these guys when they have to order that mine.
Red Legion ships above us. Must be the Cabal the bomber mentioned. Let's follow them.
They're gonna run out and actually go back to the beginning of the Forsaken area. What you'll find here is you can kind of backtrack a little bit. There's a bunch of region chests and whatnot around here. We'll go through those at a later time. Should be able to pick them up on this character. So this is pretty much running in reverse from the way we started out on High Plains Blues in the beginning of the Forsaken missions. I didn't show you guys that mission. I was already ahead of it when I started streaming this, so. But the basic gist of it is kind of just a welcome to the Tangled Shore. So we'll run through here and get our Sparrow out. So it's going to give us a mission to defeat some war chiefs. We got a bunch of Cabal down here because somebody shot down a Cabal ship. Such a nice guy, the bomber. He gives us all these extra ads to deal with along with his own. Now these little captains, or these little chieftains right here will drop those visions of light as well, so, you know, make sure you clear out your areas before you move on. Arrows up top show us where the next guy is, well, next couple guys. So a lot of these areas are open pits. They're not actually caves, so do be mindful of where you're jumping at. Some of them you can get away with falling down in, some of them you can't. So just be cautious until you kind of learn where everything's at. Good old punch in the face, pick up some visions of light. See, that chieftain dropped like 4 or 5, the other one only dropped like 2, so we probably missed a couple on that first one. And we'll kill the Cabal while we're here because we can, and it just makes it easier to deal with the Scorn. They are the more difficult enemy in the area. Don't need any unnecessary people shooting at us. Now if you notice this chieftain's got a little bit of health down, that's because the Cabal have been taking his shields down, so we've kind of been using them a little bit.
Light bearer, I see you. Yes, I do.
Now unfortunately the next part of this is kind of a pain in the neck when you're doing it on your own. If you got more than one person in your fire team, I would recommend it on a bomber. He spawns in a bunch of these mines, standard, kind of like the original Prison of Elders scenario. Stand on the mine, hold off the ads, of which there was a lot of for some reason. But he's going to spawn on 3 of these mines, so you're going to have to rush around pretty quickly. Get to him. So, I'm gonna super over here to get rid of some of this stuff. Get back on that sparrow. If you manage to find instant spawn sparrow on one of the planets, that'd be definitely an advantage to have, but those sparrows times aren't that bad. We got 38 seconds to do this, and a lot of stuff shooting at us. So, we just gotta hunt the bomber. Now, there should be a cavern somewhere close to there. It's gonna have a transmat. Just a matter of figuring out where it is. Transmat, you'll find yourself actually, this is one of the lost sectors in the game, so he kind of drags you into one of these areas that you're going to see when you start clearing lost sectors, or if you've cleared lost sectors before you got to this point, then you've probably already seen this area. But definitely a good thing to notate that he does spawn you into one of these areas like this. Now, the Mad Bomber is a phase boss. He's going to have bombs, he's going to have ads. Super we used earlier is not really that big a deal because we actually can get it back fairly easily. We want to get where he was standing because that's where the first mine is. There's some Ravagers, some Raiders, a bunch of Squeebs that are going to pop up here. Just going to have to control the scenario as best you can. Try not to get blown up. I got it. Time-gated phase, so back our gun out, do some bullets to the boss, and run away. Runs up pretty quickly, actually. You'll notice that these actually spawn in on a sequence, so if you can get a hold of them and blast them, you can actually keep them down a long time. I was a little behind the sequence earlier. That's why I got blown up. We already got that super back already. Who knows we're getting shot at? Throw a grenade at him. He'll get mad. Maybe do a different spot. Now there is a bunch of explosives in here you can use as weapons, but honestly, I wouldn't waste them. immune, so. Now with this phase, he's going to actually drop these little the Ravagers on you versus the Squeebs, so I'm going to kind of utilize your explosives now, blow up your areas. You can't hit their thing, their lantern. We had one behind us. It happens. Now, the spawn rate for these is about the same. It's kind of a little harder to hit them because of where they spawn at. They're gonna get lucky. Wait for them to pop over. You can get a line of sight on them and help them up really easily. Now, normally that would be the end of a boss fight, but
This place is
Bomber is definitely one of those ones where you gotta kind of do a little extra work. So, enter this from the Trickster area. Enter here, get out of here. These guys are gonna be running while you're running, so for the most part, you can just run through them. Punch you in the face as you go. That's a good thing. Now he's gonna have another one of those bombs. Another one of those nice mines you have to defend. Put a grenade down, get the chieftain out of the equation, get himself a bomb slot, and find cover. Definitely want to find cover in this equation because these guys do have sniper rifles and they hurt. Get that chieftain out of the way a little faster. That's my fault. I took care of it. I think the guard already popped his head around the corner, so he should have stayed hidden.
No matter what the bomber said, you're not a murderer. Guardians are defenders of the light. We just have to.
Yeah, we probably missed some visions of light because we killed him up there.
Cayde.
So I'll try to get back that way, but I don't think we can. Pretty sure we can't. I usually just skip this anyways. It's better to skip it. Ah, 28 minutes. We cleared 2. So we've got a couple more here. Go back to see what I meant about being linear. See how we're way up here again. So we can go back to Sork's Cut. But anyways, guys, thanks all for watching my episode here. We're going to go ahead and cut this one off again. Pick up the next 2, and then hopefully we will pick up the final ones on the episode after that. Get some revenge for Cayde 6 and feel pretty good about ourselves. Get up into the end game. There is some pretty annoying grinding right there after we finish up the mission, so I won't subject you guys to that. Basically the premise is kill a bunch of enemies, charge a talisman. It's all pretty linear, so I will see you guys next one. Shoot me a subscription, great. Want to like the video, fantastic. Otherwise, see you next time.